Abortion law allows state infanticide, says transport baron. Let's see if that's true. Well, this is a report from the Times newspaper. The British state is perpetuating infanticide by allowing late-term abortions, one of Scotland's most high-profile businessmen has claimed. Sir Brian Souter, the multimillionaire co-founder of Stagecoach Transport Empire, has likened laws that permit terminations up to birth for fetuses with serious abnormalities to biblical slaughter of the innocents by Herod. Now, obviously, the Times think you're supposed to think that's just so ridiculous. But let's listen to what Brian Souter actually had to say.
And it's a reminder that there's always evil not far away from us. And in our story today, the evil took the place of this guy called Herod. And if you just, I've got a picture of him here. Yeah, that's some chin, isn't it, you know? You wouldn't want him to stick the heat in you, that's for sure. Anyway, he was called Herod the Great. And he was called Herod the Great because apparently the long reign, and he did an amazing amount of good infrastructure in Israel and the surrounding area. But that's not what he goes down in history as. He goes down in history as a monster, someone who actually killed 2 of his own sons. He was a really nice guy. And of course, this is the guy that perpetrated the slaughter of the innocents in Bethlehem. And some may think and say, well, what relevance does this have, Brian? This story of infanticide in a modern Britain. Well, let me tell you the relevance of it. Because in this modern Britain, you can terminate the life of a child at 39 weeks if that child has a disability. And that disability can be something as insignificant as a hair lip. Yes, in 21st century Britain, evil is never far away.
Well, the first thing to say, isn't it brilliant to hear a public figure standing up for the unborn in such unequivocal terms? Brilliant. Did he say that the government's abortion policy amounts to infanticide? No, he did not. Did he draw a parallel? Yes. Because the government's policy is that unborn children can be killed right up to birth. Infanticide is killing them just after birth. And they're similarly evil, so it's a very valid parallel to draw. But the Times, of course, they focus on the technicality, whether it's infanticide or not, even though it didn't actually say that. They ignore the weightier matter about the value of innocent human life. Now, just to clarify, the law in the UK is that abortions are available up to 24 weeks, basically in practice for any reason. And after then, one of the reasons to allow abortion right up to birth is disability. That's the UK law. Scotland has its own abortion law, but it is exactly the same as the UK's. It could be changed, but it hasn't been changed. So Brian Souter there talks about hair lip. Now, hair lip is the same thing as cleft lip. I'll just read from Wikipedia. Cleft lip and palate occurs about 1 to 2 per 1,000 births in the developed world. The condition was formerly known as hair lip because of its resemblance to a hare or rabbit, but the term is now generally considered to be offensive. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know hair lip was an outdated term. Anyway, cleft lip, it's the same thing. So that's what Brian Souter is referring to. Now let's see how BPAS, the abortion business, responded to that. In the Times, Mr. Souter's statement that at 39 weeks gestation a woman could legally end a pregnancy due to a hair lip is simply untrue. It said, under Ground E of the 1967 Abortion Act, a termination can only be performed post 24 weeks if 2 doctors believe that there is a substantial risk of severe fetal anomaly. Abortions performed in these very limited circumstances are the result of extensive medical tests, painful diagnoses, and heartbreaking conversations. Every year, a very small number of women make the incredibly difficult decision to end very much wanted pregnancies following the diagnosis of a serious fetal anomaly. Right, so BPAS says Brian Souter's wrong. There can't be abortions up to full term for cleft palate, for hair lip. Really? Well, what was this bill all about then? In the UK Parliament, private members bill the Abortion, Cleft Lip, Cleft Palate, Club Foot Bill. A bill to amend the Abortion Act 1967 to exclude cleft lip, cleft palate and club foot as qualifying physical abnormalities for the purposes of medical termination of pregnancy under Section 11D. In other words, currently, abortions for these reasons are permitted, and this new law was proposed to stop them for cleft palate and cleft lip. The bill, if you'd like to know, by the way, failed. It ran out of time in the Parliament, as it said there. So Brian Souter is right. BPAS is wrong. The Times newspaper is chronically biased on the subject of abortion. They have activist journalism, just campaigners given free rein to promote their own opinions through what are supposed to be news reports. We've seen that through the buffer zone issue, and we're seeing the same thing here. I mean, Brian Souter, described as a baron, Destiny Church, where he was speaking, described as a sect. I mean, what next? They're going to call Brian Souter a gangster, call Destiny Church a cult. I mean, to be honest, pejorative terms add nothing to intelligent debate, and a rag like the Times should know that.
I'm reminded that there's always a Herod or a Hitler or a Putin around in our world, isn't there? And you know, the world in which we live in today, there's lots of reminders that evil is never far away.
Okay, Herod, Hitler, Putin, I've got no desire to defend them at all, obviously. Now, Brian Souter goes on to say that abortion, basically, particularly up to full term, is an evil in our society, maybe the most serious moral issue in our nation, I would say. So Herod, Hitler, Putin. Could we add to that list Sturgeon, Sunak, Starmer, Ross? The new First Minister of Scotland, whoever it is, from day one in the job, they will be presiding over the slaughter of the innocents in Scotland. The political parties in Scotland, the SNP, the Greens, the Lib Dems, Conservatives, Labour, each of them have a policy to continue the evil of killing the unborn. Every vote for them endorses that evil. Now, maybe some of you don't want to follow the logic quite that far. Okay, you're pro-life. You don't like the idea of killing unborn human lives. But you don't want to take it so that you shouldn't vote for it. That's a bit too far. You want to get off the bus before that conclusion. Well, okay, you can get off the bus, but whether you're on it or not, that's where the bus is going to. Now, there's lots of ways of fighting evil, but one way is to start voting for it. And another way, even better, is to start voting against it by voting for the Scottish Family Party. And do support us by joining the party or becoming a regular donor via the link below. Thanks for watching.